SCCRESA TV presents in 3, 2, 1, Dateline Schools with your host, Terry Harrington.
All this week on Dateline Schools, we're talking about kind of a touchy subject, truancy in the schools here in not only St. Clair County, but across the state of Michigan. And to tell us and give us some information on this issue, my special guest, St. Clair County Prosecutor Mike Wendling. And Mike, is truancy a problem here in St. Clair County?
I think truancy is a problem across the state. The governor's identified 4 jurisdictions that they feel are crucial right now, which includes Saginaw, Pontiac, Detroit, and Flint. But I think truancy overall within the state, kids that don't go to school, are a real discipline problem.
And we kind of associate that too with more of the urban areas too, but here in our county, we're kind of suburban and rural.
And I think the rates of non-attendance of kids in school are very similar in all of the areas. However, you couple that with crime issue and a lot of the things that are facing inner cities, they feel that truancy is a contributing factor and something they can do make a difference about.
Also, do you see any kind of a correlation with the inmates we have over at the intervention center too?
Yeah. The one nice thing about our intervention center and our system here in St. Clair County, it prioritizes education and gets those kids in school while they're in custody, but then they're released back into the community. And if parents are not following up with that, or the schools are not making that attendance mandatory, often they'll fall back into that habit of not attending school. I did check 2012, almost 50% of the inmates, of the 8,800 inmates the Michigan Department of Corrections took in on felony sentences for prison terms, almost 50% of them did not have a GED or a high school diploma. So I think there is a real correlation between kids that don't go to school, kids that ultimately end up in trouble, and into the Michigan Department of Corrections.
And for a lot of those families, the only way to break that cycle is to get the kids in school.
Really, for a lot of these families, the only positive that we can really correlate with better attendance as an adult is school. And if they don't go to school, they certainly limit their opportunities long term.
We'll be back with more tomorrow. For Dateline Schools, I'm Terry Harrington.